This is a little video I've been wanting to make for a while. It's a little summary, flashback, whatever you want to call it, as to how I got to where I'm at today. And where that is I am a motion graphics artist. I've been doing this business, this stuff, for 21 years. Oof, that is a long time.
Stereo, short wave, ride my rodeo. Beat came from Addis Ababa, but I'm flying to Istanbul. Oh, so why don't you meet me? There is no nation of you.
It all started in 1998. My mother, who's a housekeeper, God bless her, and has been since she came to the US, was working at a new little studio in Hollywood. I, at the time, just trying to be a good son, would try to go help her whenever I could. And at the time I was working at Epson Printers in the accessories department, selling accessories over the phone. It was a good job, at least as far as I was concerned. It was a good paying job. It started at 6 and you could not be late, and I believe it went to 1 or 2 o'clock. Anyway, this one day I go help her at this new studio, and I'm taken aback by all the computers in this house. They had converted a regular home, a regular house, into an office. There were desks pretty much in every room, and Mac stations at every desk. And everywhere you looked, depending on who it was, there was just cool stuff on the screens. The guy who later became my boss, at some point during that day, he came over to me and said, "Hey man, I can see you like this stuff, right?" I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty cool stuff." And he said to me, if you want to learn this stuff, why don't you come after work and we'll show you how to do it. And I didn't know if he was just being nice, but I took him to his word. Soon after that, I started going to Hollywood. I was working in Torrance, going to Hollywood. I think I did that for about 3 months or so. And they didn't start teaching me motion graphics right away. They had a tape deck, a tape room, and that's where I began my career. They showed me how to take the work they were doing, the finished animations, and I had to put them on Digibeta tapes at the time, because that's how we delivered content back in the day. And if you don't know what Digibeta tapes are, just Google it. Sony, I think, was the brand we were using, Digibeta tapes. I didn't start learning about motion graphics right away. They trained me how to work the tape room at first, and later I got a call at my other job at Epson, and my boss said, "Hey man, we just got this big project. We're gonna need a group of people we can rely on a daily basis. We want to offer you permanent work for about 3 months. After the 3 months, there's no guarantee, and we'll just see how it goes after that." After hanging up the phone, I had to think to myself, what am I gonna do? Do I quit this good job that I had to take a chance on this thing that may or may not work out? Well, long story short, I decided that I didn't want to go through the rest of my life wondering what could have been. So I took the job, And thankfully, those 3 months stretched out to 5 years. I had a 5-year stint at Reality Check, and is where I learned the basics. Anyway, after Reality Check, I headed up north. I did previs for a movie called The Wild, which unfortunately you probably haven't heard of.
Coming to Disney DVD.
The zoo will officially be ours in 3, 2, and showtime.
What a strange place for a party. Ow!
When one of their own is taken away.
Dad!
Ryan!
Help me!
Ryan! No! We've got to find my son.
Okay.
Here I come! Who put that bar there?
5 friends will take on a mission.
Do I look trashy in this?
By land,
Run!
We are going to die!
by air,
Bet you didn't know I could ride geese, did you? Bareback.
by sea.
Help! 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 Help!
Oh dear. Has anyone got any eucalyptus wipes?
And discover
Who are you guys?
We're covert agents. Oh!
You're the worst covert agent ever. Ow!
what a jungle the city can be.
Everybody, stay calm.
You and your crew here are a little far from your burrow.
Far from your burrow! They're frighteningly horrible monster beasts. But they're not bad dancers.
Walt Disney Pictures presents
I got Ryan's scent. Ryan!
Doesn't anyone knock anymore?
The Wild. Coming soon to Disney DVD.
Didn't turn out that great, but the experience was amazing. I went up there to learn Maya, which is a 3D program. At Reality Check, I started out on Photoshop and Illustrator at first, then moved on to After Effects, where I learned the concept of change over time. I was introduced to a timeline, change over time being animation. And soon after, I told my boss, this is great, but I really want to get into 3D. And at the time, we were using Electric Image. So when I went up to San Francisco to work on this film, they were using Maya, and it was a great opportunity to get my foot in the door to learn Maya. That was 2003, and I was there. I was in San Francisco for 8 months. I came back to LA, and I was out of work for the first time in my life, but thankfully it was only for about a month. One of the guys I met up north got a job on Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
Emergency Protocol 90206, calling Sky Captain.
When the shadow of evil falls across mankind,
Come in, Sky Captain.
a bold flying ace
This is Sky Captain. I'm on my way.
one intrepid reporter,
What's this all about?
He's coming for me.
Who's coming?
and a courageous naval officer
What have you got me into this time, Joseph?
Nothing you can't handle, Frankie.
are all that stand between the enemies of the future and the world of tomorrow.
Cap, this is Dex. Do you read me? Come in.
Hang on, Dex. I'm a little busy.
Jude Law,
Hold on.
Gwyneth Paltrow,
Can't anything ever be simple with you?
and Angelina Jolie.
It's a pleasure to finally meet the competition. Joe!
I see it!
Sky Captain and the world of tomorrow. Join the resistance at skycaptain.com.
And he brought me in. A bunch of companies worked on that film. I was just in one of them, and I got a chance to work on one of the end sequences. Anyway, Sky Captain was we wanted it to be a huge deal, but it was it created buzz for the fact that it was one of the first big films that was shot almost entirely in front of a green screen and had big-time actors like Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, and you know, the finished product was very stylized, and pretty much everything was CG. It could have been a great film, but I think they just stuffed way too much story into it. The thing could have been broken up into 3 films probably. But anyway, that's what it was. And I probably worked on that for about 6 months, after which I had to go freelance, but that didn't last too long. I had another friend, actually a friend from Reality Check, who got me into a company called New Wave Entertainment in Burbank. And we did a lot of graphics, either for TV shows, like promos, and a lot of DVD menus and Blu-ray menus, because that was a thing at the time. But that was a great stint. I was there for about 4.5 years, I think, until 2008, when the economy went to crap and I was laid off. At that time, I was forced to go freelance again, and that for about 6 years I freelanced after that. And but I was lucky. Again, just through word of mouth, I was able to get into companies like Imaginary Forces. And Murata.
There she is. Slim Soft!
I'm here at the Golden Brush Awards, where the star of deep cleaning has arrived. Colgate Slim Soft. Everyone's talking about how you deep clean with those skinny bristles of yours.
Oh, really? It's true. My tips are only 0.01 millimeter.
And Blind. And ultimately, I ended up in Stunt Creative. And after about 1.5 years, maybe freelancing, they offered me a full-time position, which I took, and that's where I am. Again, I was there. I've been there about a little over 5 years now, and over the years, I've been fortunate enough I've worked on tons of promos. I've had a chance to work on a couple of films, and you know, so far so good. This photography thing and YouTube thing is brand new. I've realized that I love shooting videos and I love taking pictures, and so I guess you could say it's more of a hobby if you have to define it. But I think I'm passionate about it, and I hope it goes somewhere. I'm really trying to just get better at it. And that's part of the reason why I make these videos, because I realize that whatever this is called, the YouTube phenomena, I don't think it's going anywhere, not for a long time. So might as well just be part of it if I can. And again, the hardest part is making interesting videos. I hope you found this video interesting. And if you have any comments or critiques, advice, everything's welcome. And if not, hopefully my kids will watch this in the future. And kids, this is a little bit, a very shortened version of how I got to where I'm at today. Today being May 22nd, 2019. And hopefully, you know, a couple years down the line, I'll redo one of these videos, and you know, keep updating it as I go along. Hope you like this, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.